Hi ladies, welcome to day 4 of summer lovin', and we're really talking about what to say to get a man to ask for your number. And there's a few things you want to think about that can make it really easy. And the first thing is remembering that most men are shy. And I was mentioning that yesterday, that the guys that are really smooth and can ask for a number and kind of have that ease about them typically have done it a lot or kind of have that pickup artist style. Where a lot of guys that don't do it a lot are a little bit awkward. In fact, a lot of them will miss the opportunity completely. And as women, it can actually be a bit discouraging, because we've had this great connection, we're chatting with them, and then we're kind of like, so what now? And it's almost like as a woman, we almost feel like, I don't want to be the one to make that first move. I don't want to give him my number or ask for his number. We think it should be the guy's opportunity, and so we'll hold back. And a lot of times we hold back and we miss out. And I want to give you some ways that you can kind of get around that. And what you want to think about is all you're doing is creating a door opener, meaning you're just creating the opportunity for him to then follow through. So if you're offering your number or offering that you would go out, perhaps either on a coffee date or anything, a hike or a cocktail or check out a restaurant, whatever it is you've been talking about, he then is going to have to follow up, whether he follows up by calling you, texting you, arranging that date. You're actually not really taking a lot of the lead. You're just creating that space and that opportunity for him to then continue forward. So some of the examples might be, and I was saying it yesterday, and being a bit cheeky and a little bit fun could be where you say something like, if you would ask for my number, I might consider giving it to you. And you have that smile and you're cheeky and you're having a good time. And I was saying the other day is about seeding that conversation. So throughout the time you're talking, you're kind of indicating that you'd be interested in going and exploring something further. And so as you're doing that, you're anticipating or hoping he'll pick up on it. But like I was saying, a lot of times they don't. So for you, if you can give that indication that you're open to exploring, going out further, having a conversation further, it would create that space for him to then take the lead. And here's another example. I had a client, we were just talking about it. Sometimes we are in moments where it's really quick, it's really brief. And she was saying, well, what, Nicole, if I say something like that and he's in a relationship or he's dating or he's seeing somebody, and I then asked for, and gave him my number or asked for his number, and we feel kind of nervous about it. And so if you can think about it, that if you're indicating and asking for his number or giving your number out, you're actually making it like a compliment. You're complimenting him in that moment. So here's an example of what happened. I had a client, and she was out at the home hardware shopping, looking at stuff, chatting with this gentleman that was helping her along the way. And the conversation was going fun. She was talking about some of the gardening things she was doing. And she ended up coming to the cashier, and he ended up helping to serve her. And so as the conversation was going, she was just about to leave and was starting to walk away when she thought, oh, but I really enjoyed this moment. But he didn't really go anywhere. And so she turned back to him and she said, may I ask you a question? And he's smiling and kind of like, sure. And she goes, are you seeing anybody? Are you in a relationship? And he kind of thought, and he's like, no. And so she's like, great. And then she pulls out her purse, and she designed a little business card that just had her first name and an email address. And she offered it to him and said, well, if you want to go for coffee sometime, here's my number. Right? Or here's my email address, is what she had on there. And so all that did was become a door opener. So now it's up to him to follow through, to pursue, and to make that connection. And by the time she got home, there was an email in her inbox asking her to go for coffee. So all that we're doing, ladies, is creating that space for men to take the lead. And a lot of times they're super shy. I had another client when she was on the SkyTrain or a train, and she was ended up chatting with this guy. He was talking about work, she was talking about the conference she was going to, and she knew her stop was coming up like 2 stops later. And then the conversation got in about like the best coffee shops around where this conference was being held. And then her stop's getting closer. She's like, what do I do? What do I say? And then as her stop shows up, she's like, well, thanks, bye, right? And it's like another missed opportunity. And I think that guy was really nervous. He didn't know what to say. He wasn't sure if she was in a relationship, dating, open to the idea, maybe going to get rejected. And so what she could have said was like, hey, if you're open, I would totally be up for going to that coffee shop you were talking about, or I'd be really open if you would be interested, and I'd show you one of the coffee shops. If you want, here's my number if you're interested, or here's my email address. Or you could even say, like, if you ask for my number, I might give it to you. any of those opportunities would have then at least created the space for something to develop, as opposed to a missed opportunity. So today, ladies, I really want you to think of ways that you can, where you've been having these conversations where they kind of just go dead. Think of where you could sit into them, where you could seed it, where you could even offer for his number or offer for yours, right? Offering to give it to him, an email address. You could even make a little business card with your name and an email address so it's easy to hand out, right? A lot of people put it right into their phones or text phones. So anything like that. But the idea is you're doing it, you're having fun, and you're not attached to the outcome. You're not worried about whether or not he's going to follow through. You're not worried if anything's going to come of it, because you're just enjoying the moment. And what that does is it keeps you from being attached and not wanting to do it again. So let me know how it goes, ladies. I'm super curious, and I'll see your comments in the post. I'll see you soon. Bye.